All right, let's talk more about this with Shan Wu, defense attorney, former federal prosecutor. Okay, so Shan, Democrats and Republicans get to ask Robert Mueller questions in public. Everyone will see it. What is the most important question they should ask him?
Well, it's hard to choose among the top three, but I'd say the most important question, as Shanlon alluded to, would be if Donald Trump was not the sitting president of the United States, would you have charged him with obstruction of justice? And probably would lead with that one and basically riff off of that answer.
But he didn't say, he didn't go that far in the report. Let me read you from the report. He said, quote, "If we had confidence that the president clearly did not commit a crime, we would have said so." He has said publicly in that on-camera statement a few weeks ago that he will not go beyond what's in the report in his testimony. So how do you expect then he would answer that question?
Well, that requires a good follow-up question. And I think you're right. He's going to try to avoid answering that question. And then the follow-up has to be, explain the quote that you just read. Why can't you exonerate him? And explain to us what the evidence is in your report as to why you can't exonerate him. And having him, even if it's simply regurgitating the evidence in his report, having him there in front of the American people talking about evidence, talking about why he can't exonerate the president, that will be very valuable.
Listen to House Intel Chairman Adam Schiff, who is leading one of the committees that will be that will be questioning Robert Mueller. Here's what he said about Bill Barr's willingness to speak.
Bill Barr has felt more than free as the Attorney General to speak well beyond the Mueller report. And if he is able to speak beyond the four corners of the Mueller report, then so too should Bob Mueller feel free to do so.
Do you think, Shan, knowing Mueller as well as, we do and don't at this point, that he will weigh that Bill Barr has spoken publicly, and Bill Barr did give that interview recently, in terms of what Mueller is willing to say in testimony?
Absolutely not. I think you're going to see from Bob Mueller the kind of testimony that the Attorney General of the United States should have given, meaning it's going to be factual, it's going to be concise. He is not going to characterize or spin. He is going to stick to the facts. Now, he may, again, follow-up questions are important. The precision of the questions are important. He can be asked, here's a quote from Attorney General Barr, agree, disagree, explain it. And by going that route, he will be able to add in details that probably go beyond the report. But if you directly ask him to characterize something, he's not going there.
By the way, wouldn't you expect that he will be asked things outside of the report, namely from Republicans who will likely ask him about those text messages, about Peter Strzok and Lisa Page, for example? I mean, what happens then? Because that's not really within the scope of the report.
Oh, absolutely. He'll be asked questions outside the scope of the report, and that's a double-edged sword for both sides. He's not going to want to answer those. I actually think, obviously he's very experienced at testifying before Congress. I actually think those sorts of questions, questioning the integrity of his team, biases and such, I think those you're probably going to more likely see him more easily go outside the boundaries of his report. He might try and still say, look, that's not the report, we're not talking about that. But if anybody questions the integrity of his team, I think we got a little bit of a hint of that in that brief statement he gave previously. He's going to be defending that team.
Okay, Shan Wu, appreciate the expertise. We'll see what happens. 21 days to go. Thank you so much.
That's going to be quite